you. I've always had a very secure idea about who I am. Basic me is 59 years old, married to Nigel, 3 grown-up children and 1 grandchild on the way. Looking to retire next year from more years than I care to contemplate at the hospital. Admin. So I can go further. My hobbies are baking and a bit of salsa dancing. I'm waiting for a dental appointment to see about a filling. And my best friend is Lorna. We went to school together and now we live 3 streets apart. Not glamorous, it's not complicated, but it is me. At least it was until last January, when Nigel signed us up for one of these heritage sites online, and together we began to plot our family tree. His first, as he's a Louty, which is an unusual name and rapidly going out of fashion. And as we only have the 1 boy and no issue there yet, we're not exactly helping the cause. But it does help when it comes to research, because any branches of the tree soon become clearly apparent. I'm a Hughes. Just me, only child. But Hughes is a commonplace name. And as Dad was Edward and Mum was Myra Mason, it was not going to fall into place quite so easily. I'd already got their wedding certificate, which gave me details of their dads and witnesses and the date, but I already knew most of that already. Where the twist came was putting in a search for me. I do remember there was some difficulty with my birth certificate when Nigel and I got married, but that was 37 years ago. I thought it might be useful to order one online for me. But according to the search site, the only female Hughes babies born that year were an Anne and a Janice, both in Wales. And I know that Mum and Dad were living in Somerset back then. Set up a worry within me. It's no good asking my mum, because she barely knows who I am these days. She's in Three Oaks care home, and at 87 she is quite frail. She seemed to lose her spirit last year when Dad died, and her dementia just seemed to suddenly swallow her up. Dad was the quiet one, but Mum was always full of fun, loved a laugh, loves her grandchildren, especially Martin. The son I never had, she calls him, and he is so good with her. It is such a shame he can't visit more often, because she is more lucid with him somehow. I suppose I might try and sound her out about it when I visit tomorrow, but it's just the luck of the draw whether she'll be with it or not. Nigel says these sites are not 100% accurate, but I've asked a friend of mine to do some digging. She's into all this family tree stuff, and she knows her way around these sites, and she's come up with some theories. I don't like the sound of any of them. I could be older than I think, and maybe born before Mum and Dad were married. Not possible. Mum and Dad had been married for 7 years before I came along, and no matter how flattering it might be, I don't think I could have carried that off all through my childhood. Or, she says, I might have been adopted. But surely, if that were the case, my mum and dad would have found a moment to tell me. It would have been such a betrayal for Dad to go to his grave never having told me such a thing. I didn't sleep much last night. Nigel seems to think it's no big deal. He says they are your parents, they love you with all their hearts and you love them, and no matter what you find out, they're still your mum and dad. Well, I suppose he's right. But What if I was adopted? Who might I be, really? Who might I have been? Are there people out there who are related to me? Maybe even a mother and father still alive. I'm thinking of contacting the Adoption Contact Register to find out for sure. But maybe I should let sleeping dogs lie. But I don't think I would ever be able to put it completely out of my mind. I might have siblings. I want to know. Well, I don't want to know. I want to have known all along and be okay with it and discussed it happily with my mum and dad. I don't want all this now, while mum is fading. What makes me, me?